Just to let you all know, this has been recorded over the stage of a few days, starting on Thursday patch day morning, then Thursday afternoon, and then Friday to Saturday. Free for Stee episode 12. First up, just want to talk about the fact that the last video randomly seemed to absolutely pop off on YouTube, which I was very surprised to be watching. So normally the previous videos would get anywhere from sort of like 40 to 80-ish views in the first week, and then you'd get a couple sort of trickling in here and there. But for whatever reason, that last video, I don't know if it's just because I did a better job with the thumbnail and the title or whatever, or just purely because it was a shard puddle video, it just went absolutely wild, and it's been 5 days and it's on 547 views. I was amazed to see that, so I just want to thank anybody that was watching that one, because it helped. Obviously I keep asking about feedback. There was a guy mentioned about the music being slightly too loud, which I never actually realised, but now I know that I need to drop a level of the music down, maybe like 25% or so. I just want to quickly drop in there that after I recorded the shard pulling video, I think the next day I got a random ancient shard from somewhere, I can't remember where it was, but while the 2 times was still on, I thought I'll still pull it, and I ended up getting Fodbar, which he looks like he could be quite helpful for us in Firenite because he's got a 3-hitter on his A1 with heal reduction, and then a 100% chance of decreased defense as well. But while we're on the topic of champions, like I said last time, I've been trying to jump up with the star levels on Faction Wars by just chucking champions in the team just to build up a bit. Like Battle Lords, obviously we've got 20 stars there, Sacred Order 18, High Elf 18, 25 on Demon Spawn. I've got a clip of that which I'll show in a minute, what we were doing there. The only problem is, because I'm in that sort of early stage of just chucking some champions in there, putting some basic gear on just so they survive to the end, sort of eating away at our silver a bit. Like, doesn't use much for like one champion, but then when you're doing it for 4 other ones, for example, in a team where you've got one champion in the faction that's basically doing all the work, and the rest are all just there to sort of just fill it out and survive, it ends up eating away quite a bit. So once we've kind of got most of them all settled, then it's done, and then it's just a case of sort of slowly improving them over time. Right, so yeah, so as you can see here, when we were doing the Demon Spawn, we had Dirt in the lead to just increase the defense in faction crypts, Magna, both Achax, and can't remember what this one's called, but yeah, so we just put the gear on these ones. Right, so what we were doing, started off, used Dirt's A2 on the first wave, Magna would just go in and A1 someone, first Achak would just hit whoever with A1, she would then do her AoE, which, because she's not built that well, didn't do too much, but then second Achak used his AoE, and these ones would all do their turns. Dirt would just A1 again. So at this point we're just sort of A1 them down now, clear them out, and then we then get to wave 2. So then what we'd do here is trying to suss out who's going to do what. Magna again A1, then first Achak, he would then AoE. Then again, all we're doing here now is just cleaning them up, saving everything for the last wave, so that then we come into the last wave, puts on his A2 just in case. Magna almost like wipes them out. We're a couple of stages down now, so they're starting to actually have a decent bit of health compared to the damage that Magna does, but essentially this was the plan throughout, sort of just timing the abilities right. So the new patch was installed on mobile devices yesterday, but it's not there on Plarium Play on the PC yet. It's going live today, so later on when I get home from work we will be checking out the relic system and see how that looks. Chimera itself, from what I think I saw in the news, I think they said it'll be active in the game tomorrow, but you won't be able to fight it until Friday at to when it actually starts, we'll jump in and we'll have a look at that, to have a play around, see. Because from what I've seen from the other content creators that have access to the test server, it's looking like the difficulty progression scale's looking quite nice so far. So it might be decently accessible, because I think at 33 or 35 it said your account levels when you unlock Chimera, so you're going to get it quite early. So hopefully they have made it so when you do get access to it at level 30 whatever, that it's not stupid hard to get into, which I don't think it's going to be, because of them having that trial system where you can increase the difficulty within your difficulty level. So we might be able to at least do some early work on it, hopefully, and start at least getting some rewards from that and building up the relic stash a bit. So like I say, later on today I'll jump in and have a look at them relics. So I'll be back when those are on. See you in a bit. We are now back on the Thursday afternoon after the patch has gone live. We were given our first starter relic stuff. You start off with this at level 1 and you get a gem and some resources, enough to follow Arbiter's little dialogue line just showing you how the system works. This is what we were given. I'm guessing it's the same for everybody. Starts at level 1, rank 1, and then you just do the leveling up and ranking up along with her and putting a gem in. So this is what we were given. So I'm probably just going to put this on Wukong, because he is the next while. He's going to be sort of our jack of all trades. Because eventually Magna will move into being our arena nuker, so we don't need to worry about that. And he might end up moving away from Clan Bosch, because I've got a bit of a team in mind for that. I'm just looking at if I can speed tune it. And when I do speed tune it, I do not want any sort of random turn meter effects, which this gem that you get given does. But this will be nice on him for all other content, just to speed things up. So yeah, I'm just going to put it on him. Like I thought, yeah, Chimera is not live yet, so that is apparently tomorrow. So we'll be able to take a look at that tomorrow and see what it's all about. I've seen some videos from the content creators on the test server trying it all out. I'm hoping that we can get some early work done on it. So we're just going to carry on as we are at the minute, cracking on with things, just focusing on getting masteries on champions while leveling them up. Like we said earlier, just the stuff with the faction wars. Now the potential clan boss speed team that I have in mind is going to be utilising Captain Chimera because of her increased defense ability, healing allies as well. But then the ally protection, which when we put it on a 4-turn cooldown, we might be able to make this work in possibly a 4-for-3 speed tune team, just to help us survive a lot longer. And we might then be able to sort of break into brutal difficulty, maybe even nightmare eventually, but I think that'll all just depend on gear. So I need to do some testing on that, see if I can figure out the speed tune for it. Yeah, how do we all like this new Bastion skin for Christmas? You pretty much usually always do a good job on this. It always looks really good. Got Jingle Hunter spinning around the portal there and in the Guardian Ring. So we'll jump back possibly tomorrow night or Saturday morning, depending on when I get a chance to record, and we'll give Chimera a look and see what that's doing. So I'll jump to use then. Okay, so let's take a look at Chimera. Now, earlier on while I was at work, I did do a run on easy just to see how it would go. I got to just over 3 million, I think it was, so I was in the adept chest territory, but I knew I could kind of do better. So I'd been messing around, trying some different teams a couple of hours ago, and actually did quite a decent run, so I locked that in and I recorded the back end of that run when I knew I was doing quite well. So I've got that I can just jump in and show you shortly. But we got just shy of 7 million, so that's a 1 key on top chest, which I'm very happy with considering. So I'm going to jump in, I'll just show you. So this is the team we ran. and just sort of how we set ourselves up and whatnot. So first thing he's going to do is remove all of your buffs, and then he does more damage based on how many buffs he removed. So you want to avoid doing buffs at first unless you're very high resistance. But so we just kept going in with the A1s, essentially just get to the point where he takes his turn, uses this ability, and you see he doesn't do that much damage because there was no buffs for him to remove. So then we go in, remove buffs, not remove buffs, give ourselves buffs. Away we go and start piling in the damage. And got lucky this time, we got a brimstone, so that's going to be nice. Now, the other teams I ran didn't have Dur in, but he's very nice because he's giving you the heals, which is important because when he gets to his A1, he does a provoke, and then it's a 2-turn provoke if you're less than 50% HP, so you want to try and stay above that. Yep, so we're just rolling through with the abilities, even on going, and then as you go on, when you get to the point where the remove buffs is the next ability, just be ready to not place buffs for a while just before that. Then you avoid the big damage again. Yep, so now everyone's got a 1-turn provoke because they're all above 50% HP. Now because his next turn is the remove buffs, we're not going to do any buffs anymore. So did a bit more damage on them too because they had a buff, but it was still manageable. We're going to get to the point where he changes, and then I'll show you the ram forms mechanics. Here we go. So he's going to put Jewel on Jog because he has the least. Yeah, so Jewel, he puts it on the enemy with the lowest crit damage. So all Jog can do right now is just A1, and he has to break through this shield here before it goes away, before he can then start casting abilities again. And yeah, so forgot about that, but there's also a thing where when attacked reflects 25% of the damage that he receives back to the attacker, apart from the Jewel effect. So she just wiped herself out there, just from damage. This is the team we ran anyway, so I'll jump over and I'll show you where we got to. On this run we locked in earlier, we were on the line form, and it was when he then changed back into his ultimate form, then it went all wrong, because as you can see we've got big debuffs here, so we're going to take a lot of damage. And then yeah, so he changes back, does a massive hit, boom, because we had buffs on as well, and then we just let it just run on auto then to end. And you can see the damage we got. Now I'll quickly show you the team that we used on my main account, which was full auto. So we got Cardiel lead, got Uko, Deacon, Astrid and Thor. Thor is our only damage. The rest I've gone utility and survivability, and it does really well. It was just full auto the entire way. As you can see, they're going through it here. Quite well built on my main account, so they weren't really getting anything stolen. Buffs wise. Damage is high from Thor as well. Just all the way through, keeping on going, keeping on going. Yeah, so just past the halfway point there. Done 3 trials at this point. As you can see, to the end here, it was extremely safe on full auto. So if manual did it all the way, it probably would have done more damage, but yeah, it was a 1 key on hard mode. So far our clans killed easy, killed normal, and done a bit on hard as well. I think for the next few weeks we're going to just focus on just getting the kills so that everyone gets 2 chests for a while, rather than worrying about points on the Clash. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it so far. They've done a nice job on the actual scoring, like I thought it would. And it's been pretty fun trying to figure out a team so far. Like I said, we've got room to improve going forward with the team we used. Where we at? Yeah. So obviously, we can level up and even get to rank 5. Contemplating getting Haiku into rank 6 because we did get a feast from the champion pass. So we could just straight up get her to rank 6 if we wanted to. So I might end up doing that because our masteries are all done. So we'd just be able to put War Master straight on her. Yeah, so it's a nice first look at the new stuff. A little bit of a catch up. And we'll see how we progress in the next week or so. And I'll catch you then. Cheers.